My name is Samah Sabawi. I am absolutely honored to be one of the writers chosen from across Australia to share with you a story about the place where I live. I am a Melbourneian and I live in the city in Melbourne. I come at you from this vibrant hub of diversity, art and culture, which currently lays almost paralyzed, it's wounded, it's heartbroken. Here in Melbourne, we've been under various forms of COVID-19 restrictions since March, and right now, as I record this video, we are actually under stage 4 severe lockdowns. The story that I share with you is actually something that happened during the month of June, when restrictions eased a little bit and Melbournians were allowed to go out and to visit with their friends. And my story bears witness to the impact of the closures on our city. It pays tribute to the indigenous people of the stolen land that we've built these cities upon, and to those in society who never ever tire of finding ways to lead by example, to look after the most vulnerable, to build stronger communities, and to stand their grounds even in times of crisis, such as the crisis that we are going through right now. With thanks to Daniel Clark for helping me with directions, and to Critical Stages and Plains Plough for providing this really important platform at this time, and also with thanks to Hannah Safiri and the Morroccan Supa for allowing me to share their stories. I would love to invite all of you to come and listen to the story and to come to where I am. It's early June and restrictions have finally eased, and there are no more stay-at-home orders for us here in Victoria, so I'm getting ready to go out. I've almost forgotten what it's like to be outside. To sit in crowded spaces and to talk to people face to face and to spar with words hotter than the aroma of spices coming out of Hannah's Moroccan Supa kitchen. I miss Hannah, and I miss the Supa. I miss talking with my friends about saving the world while binging on crispy fried zucchinis. Yum. Oh, don't judge me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with agitating for change while binging on crispy fried zucchinis. Let me put it to you this way. Quirky as it is, the Moroccan soup bar has proven itself to be no ordinary restaurant. No, it's a community. It's a place of transition and transformation. It's where important conversations take place and awareness is raised about issues like indigenous rights, women's rights, Islamophobia, homophobia, the climate change, and all these other important pressing issues. And all of this happens within this really warm environment of communal dining. And a welcoming staff of mostly hijab-wearing women who serve you delicious social justice platters with a side of hummus. That's Melbourne for you, right? And for me, this is the heart of my Melbourne. And you know these women that Hannah hires? She hires them regardless of their training and their expertise, allowing them the opportunity to make their way toward independence and autonomy with dignity. Now, come on, tell me that binging on crispy fried zucchinis didn't get just a little bit tastier. So, yalla, I am stepping outside my apartment door, I am walking down a corridor into the elevator and toward freedom. Yes! But I'm not sure what to expect out there. See, life has been on hold for so many months now, and Hannah actually shut down the Moroccan soup bar 2 weeks before everybody else was ordered to shut down. Yeah, she wanted to put the health of her community and her workers ahead of her profit margins. She told me, she said, Samah, if any of these women who work for me, who are the most disadvantaged members of our society, if any of them turned up at the hospital and the hospital had to make a decision like they did in Italy between who lives and who dies, you reckon they're going to be looked after? I'm not naive, she said. Of course not. Yeah, so she shut down. And what happened since is that while most of her staff were able to get on some form of government assistance, a few of the women fell through the cracks. And so when I asked Hannah what she planned to do, she just said, look, I told them, whatever happens, we will endure it together. Wallahi, she said to me, I don't know what I will do, but I know I need to look after them. And I know she did. Yeah, she looked after them. It has taken me less than 20 minutes to drive from Docklands to St. George's Road in North Fitzroy. It's really strange. Usually this drive takes at least half an hour, but there was just absolutely no traffic along the way. Melbourne's CBD streets were almost empty. Carlton too. There were no crowds of all walks of life congregating outside Lygon Street, washing down their French pastries with barista cups of coffees and endless chatter. There was hardly anyone outside. Nothing. Hardly anyone. I'm parking my car in Fitzroy, and the impact of the closures here is overwhelming. Lots of shops have for lease signs on them. A few are vacant. Almost all of them are still shut. Oof. Fitzroy has been dealt a terrible blow. I'm standing outside the doors of the Moroccan soup bar, and it too is shut. So I text Hannah. She tells me she's on her way from her other location just down the road. So I wait. And as I wait for her, I remember how every night before 6 o'clock, people would start to line up outside this door right here where I'm standing. There'd be young men with woolly beards and women in colorful cardigans or really elegant dresses. There'd be dreadlocks and perfectly straightened hair. There'd be high heels and runners, hijabs and crosses conversing. It didn't matter. The nightly queue for a table in all its diverse glory would go all the way to the end of the block and around the corner. As I look around me right now, I see no one. And where did all the hipsters go? Well, you know, Fitzroy is the hipster capital of Melbourne, right? Where are they? Fitzroy. Did you know that it was actually the Europeans who called this area Fitzroy? Yeah, its real name, its Kulin name, is Ngar-go. Yeah, I learned this right here when I shared a table once with a beautiful Aboriginal sister. Yeah, she said to me that 100 years ago, Ngar-go was the heart of Aboriginal Victoria, that this is where civil rights activists fought to reclaim generations stolen by white hands. These are the conversations that I really miss having. Oh, I can see Hannah. She is crossing the road. She's running towards me and she stops 1.5 meters away. Oh, it's so good to see you, Hannah. But this whole social distancing thing is doing my head in. So Hannah unlocks the door and we step into the supa, and that's when it hits me. I begin to understand what is going on. Oh no, Hannah. Oh no. This place isn't going to open its doors again, is it? No, she says. Huh. And right there is the most striking moment ever. I mean, Hannah, who is never lost for words, and I mean ever, Hannah's just standing there in silence, like you would at a funeral. Her eyes are tenderly embracing the walls and the objects of this iconic place, gasping for its last breath. I met Hannah here, you know. Yeah, right here in that corner over there next to the kitchen door. We didn't make a good first impression on each other. It was definitely not love at first sight. She told me she thought I was a snob. And I told her what I thought of her. I told her that when I first saw her, I was really intimidated by her. Like, wouldn't anyone be? She just came straight at me and she looked straight into my eyes and she spoke with so much conviction that she triggered this automatic fortress wall to rise in me. And in my own defense, I would like to say that I too am a warrior spirit. I come from Palestine. So I wanted to protect myself and my shields went straight up. But yeah, we met here and Hannah introduced me to her spoken menu made up of unculturally appropriated, socially responsible hummus dips, mjaddara and falafels. You know, seriously? What more could a Palestinian, Australian, Muslim, feminist, progressive, lefty, refugee, immigrant, artist, activist, woman of color like me ever ask for, right? And it was right here. It was right here inside these walls that our friendship grew, in a cradle made of bricks and steel, painted with vibrant colors, decorated with beautiful lanterns and blue Moroccan tiles. Oh, Hannah, I'm so sorry, Habibti. I'm so sorry that you have to let go of this place. It is only a building, Habib. She says to me in her ever so positive voice. Oh, she picks up a poster of a woman wearing a Saudi headgear with the Arabic caption, "I am my own guardian." I am my own guardian. The Moroccan Supa walls have embraced dozens of feminist posters over the years. And now Hannah's gathering them all like so tenderly, like they're her children. And she's stacking them up on top of each other, ready to move them with her to her new location, just down the road. Just down the road. God, I can't believe that the landlord refused to help her. I mean, she was in this space for what, 23 years? And he just refused to cut her any slack. And now her only option is to pack her things and move? God. Hannah's taking one last look and she's signaling me that it's time to go. And I'm imagining a younger Hannah, all curly hair and piercing eyes and convictions, driving down St. George's Road in 1998 when, boom, destiny greets her. When she stood outside this old building all those years ago and she gazed through its shop windows, what did her eyes see? A vacant place, abandoned, full of dust. Not that different really to how it looks right now as she packs the last of her spices, posters, rugs and lanterns and walks away forever. My mind shifts back to the indigenous peoples of this land. They understood that the earth cannot be owned, that no amount of concrete and steel can nourish our souls and our spirit. This place is only given meaning by the stories that it holds. And there will be other stories in another place. You're right, Hannah. You're absolutely right, Habibti. It's only a building. As we walk away, I can see Hannah's eyes have already begun to chart an exciting new path. Her mind is already filled with positive ideas and larger-than-life adventures in a new location. And I know she will invite us once more to walk along her path with her and help her change the world to the better, while binging on crispy fried zucchinis, somewhere else perhaps in Ngar-go.